All right, listen. Before you roll your eyes and click off, yes, we have another celebrity feud. And surprise, this time it's between Hayley Williams of Paramore and, wait for it, country music megastar Morgan Wallen. And yes, Kid Rock dragged himself into it too somehow. Because of course he did. Why wouldn't he? Today we're going to unpack what the beef is and who has the stronger points. Spoiler, I lean a little bit towards our girl Hayley. Let's also talk about what this says about music and culture, power and accountability, and why it matters in 2025. Let's get into it. Here's what kicked this all off. Hayley Williams released a surprise soul album, dubbed Ego. It dives deep into identity, artistic autonomy, and yes, controversy. On the track Ego Death at a Bachelor Party, the opening line goes, "I'll be the biggest star at the racist country singer's bar." No names, but Nashville's radar lit up. Fans and media alike read between the lines and assumed it had to be Morgan Wallen, who owns a bar in Nashville. And then Hayley herself later confirmed it in an interview. She said it could be a couple people, but then she noted that she's always talking about Morgan Wallen and that she doesn't give a shit. She also said that she's got a lot of beef with a lot of the bars on Lower Broadway, which implicates all kinds of Nashville-adjacent star bars. Morgan, for his part, hasn't really responded, but he doesn't lack any controversies. Wallen isn't a new target. In 2021, a video surfaced of him using a racial slur, which he did publicly apologize for, but that event remains a touchstone on his career. Supporters argue that he did issue that apology, and that he's learned, and that he's become a major mainstream star since then. His music is beloved by many, and from a business standpoint, the dude's thriving. Some say that he deserves the benefit of growth and evolution, while critics point out that an apology is not an eraser. And when someone as famous as Hayley Williams calls you out as the racist country singer, it's hard to just shrug that one off and hope that nobody notices. Because the term racist is serious, not rhetorical flourish. Also, owning a bar named after yourself in the country music capital of the world carries some symbolic weight. It turns private artistry into public real estate. And when Hayley takes aim at that, she's not just throwing shade at Morgan Wallen. She's critiquing a broader system of celebrity and branding and culture in country music itself. So, what is Hayley actually trying to achieve here? Calling out a racist country singer is a bold move, especially someone as big as Morgan Wallen. She's not hiding behind veiled poetic references here. She's staking a rhetorical line. And to be fair, she's always framed her music against social issues, LGBTQ issues, race, social justice causes. This isn't just some random attack from her. She doesn't just target Morgan Wallen. She's critiquing the whole trend of celebrity-named bars on Broadway in Nashville, drawing a line that they're superficial and commercialized. That being said, saying I have beef with all of them is casting a wide net. It doesn't really leave any wiggle room for some of the artist-named bars that maybe do act more ethically or with more nuance. When you use strong accusatory language, critics can attack your tone, your motives, and your platform rather than your actual substance. Clearly, Morgan Wallen's fans are people who believe in allowing artists to make mistakes. And they're going to push back. They're going to say that she's using her power to drag someone. That's just going to be a rhetorical weakness that she has to navigate in this one. Now, since it's 2025, welcome Kid Rock to the ring. Yeah, that Kid Rock on, of course, Fox News. Kid Rock had a weigh in on this situation. He took aim at rock singers in Nashville and blue-haired chicks, which Hayley currently has blue hair. He didn't name Hayley specifically, but the timing could only be interpreted as a jab. And Hayley responded. She talked about when she was in elementary school and she went to a Baptist church and how they specifically told the kids that they were not allowed to listen to Ba with the Ba by Kid Rock. And she noted, my, how the tables have turned. It's a classic, slightly snarky rebuttal. She's not apologizing. She's pushing back with history and irony. Now, it remains to be seen if Kid Rock's involvement is just random gaslighting or pure interest in the situation. My guess is that he doesn't have a genuine stake in it. He's just always trying to align himself with conservative commentary because that's where he's found relevant these days. His shade is to just try to continue moving with the political movement he's aligned himself with. But what a triangle. Hayley, Morgan, Kid Rock. But I'd say Kid Rock's more of a side quest character than actually a main one. The truth is, this is more than gossip. This feud reveals several fault lines. How do we as a society balance the belief in personal growth with demands for more responsibility? Because it's true, when people have a platform, their mistakes hurt more people. Hayley seeming to argue that you can't remove your moral life from your musical life. And when your brand becomes a nightlife hotspot, your symbolic footprint grows exponentially. Hayley, on the other hand, is calling bullshit on that, especially where race, symbolism, and ownership overlap. She didn't wait for somebody else to call him out. She used her art to name what she saw. That's risky, but it does have impact. She's facing the predictable pushback. She's being too harsh. She's too woke. Why can't she be nicer? Well, let's be honest. Calling out racism is rarely done from a place of softness. If it was, it would lose its teeth. In that sense, Hayley's leaning into a strategy. Be uncomfortable. Be loud. Draw lines. While I happen to think that's the better side for this fight, it doesn't come without its costs. Morgan Wallen is not blameless. He has a checkered record. But also, artists can evolve, and everyone, regardless if they're right or wrong, deserves a space for response. Hayley's pushing a harder line, one that leans on moral clarity, symbolic critique, and a willingness to name names. She's playing an aggressive rhetorical game. Kid Rock, he's just some dude tossing shade from the cheap seats. He doesn't shift the stakes in any way, but he is a signal that this beef or conflict has legs beyond music and into the greater culture. At the end of the day, I think Hayley's stance is stronger. Not because she's perfect, she's not. Now, if you were to ask, 21-year-old me if she was perfect, he'd tell you, yeah, he had a big crush. But I lean towards her because in a world where our public figures constantly dodge accountability, somebody needs to say the hard things out loud. Thanks for sticking with me on this one. What do you guys think? Is Hayley calling out hypocrisy, or is she overstepping? Is Wallen beyond redemption, or has he not been given a fair shake? What do you think about Kid Rock's commentary? Do you care? Tell me you don't care. Please tell me you don't care. Leave it in the comments. Let's talk it out or fight it out. And also give this video a like. Hit that subscribe button. It helps the algorithm. Sends this to everybody else. And until next time, I'm in the business of misery. Let's take it from the top.